Hey guys, so I want to talk about these smart meters real quick. There's a lot of chatter on X right now about smart meters potentially causing some of the fires in the Palisades. There's a couple different citizen journalists out there right now. A few of them are taking video footage of houses that didn't burn, and apparently these houses didn't have the smart meters directly attached to the house. They had them somewhere else, or they didn't have them at all. Now, I want to tell you a quick story regarding this that I think you'll find interesting. A couple years ago, I used to work as a security supervisor for a company in El Paso called Blackstone. And they got the contract from Securitas to secure El Paso electric facilities. So all the facilities and substations and everything. So basically I would just do roving security checks on substations and all the different facilities. And I came to meet the guy that was in charge of all of the surveillance and access control lists of the entire El Paso Electric. So this guy was in control of the whole access list. Anybody that had an ID card they needed a badge for their car to drive onto the facility or whatever. All the surveillance cameras, even radar equipment at some of the substations. This guy was the one in control of all of that. And when he first introduced himself to me, he told me that he was a spook. And then he asked me if I knew what a spook was. Now, I was in the Signal Corps for 6 years in the United States Army. So, of course, I know what a spook is. I knew a lot about this guy's job, and I knew what his responsibilities were because he told me what his job was. And so, as a network administrator for an aviation battalion in the Army, I had similar responsibilities as he did, right? And so I had access to SNMP stuff, simple network management protocol stuff, where I could see all the green lights and red lights, what's up and down on my network. And one of the facilities had a server there, and those servers had access to all of the data from smart meters. So they would have GPS coordinates, they would have all the information you can think of. Now, I wasn't on any of those computers or anything like that, but just from my IT experience in the Army, I can tell you that these smart meters, they're communication devices, and they send packets and signals over a network, right? The electric grid network. I'm not sure if it's over the wire or if it's through radio frequency. I couldn't tell you. But what I do know is that these smart meters, and I want you to really think about this and pay very, very close attention to what I'm about to say, okay? This guy told me he was a spook. If you don't know what a spook is, that's CIA, okay? They're clandestine operatives, right? He was CIA in control of all of the security in El Paso Electric, okay? Assuming he also has authority to monitor the smart meters. Now, let's talk about these smart meters and why this is concerning on a legal and constitutional basis. This means the State Department, right? The State Department has an operative inside of a private company that can access live your house. They can eavesdrop into your house live, circumventing the Fourth Amendment and the Fifth Amendment. And if you have a smart TV in your house and a smart meter on your house, your smart TV will be communicating with that smart meter. And inside your smart TV are microphones and all kinds of RF devices and everything. So basically what I'm saying is the State Department circumvented the Constitution here, circumvented the Fourth Amendment. They have an operative there that can eavesdrop directly into your house without a warrant, circumventing the Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and they're doing all of this by partnering with the private sector. I want you to think about that. This is my experience working for Blackstone Security, securing El Paso Electric. I want you to think about that. Now, I'm no pen tester, right? I'm not a hacker, but I know the basics. I have a Net Plus certification, CompTIA Net Plus certified. 6 years in IT for the United States Army. I used to do remote access stuff. I used to do SNMP stuff. I used to set up networks. I used to build entire networks from the ground up, Cisco routers and switches and all that, programming. I can tell you for a fact that these smart meters are accessing all of the electronic equipment inside your house, sending information to them, pulling information from them, and transmitting it to a central hub, to a central server. it is a circumvention of the Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and it violates your right to privacy. Flat out. So thought you guys might find that interesting. Whether or not these smart meters are causing fires or not, I mean, I do think it's plausible. And the way that I think it could happen is if they send these signals into your house, right? Because they operate, from what I understand, they operate on a certain frequency range. And when you send frequencies down the line, you can create resistance. Resistance equals heat or possible arcs, possible electric arcs. Electric arcs and resistance heat can potentially cause fires. Do I think these smart meters are causing fires in the Palisades? I don't know. I'm not going to opine on whether or not. I think it's plausible, possible. I don't know. I just, from my personal experience, I wanted you to hear that story, and I want you to share it with other people, because the violation of our rights is real, and they've been partnering with the private sector to do this for a very long time. Okay. So if you have a smart meter on your house, you might want to contact your electric company and see if there's a way that you can opt out from having that on. And I strongly recommend you have it switched out. You're probably going to have to pay an extra $20 a month to have the old one on, but it's worth it. Just so strongly recommend you do that. And also, I strongly recommend, if you have a smart TV, you might want to consider getting rid of it and going back to a dumb TV. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You like this content, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, share the video with your family and friends. And as always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.